Welcome back, everybody. Today I would like to share with you 5 things that I no longer buy to save myself tons of money. And hopefully one of these things are something you haven't heard of. I'm going to start off with like the most obvious ones and then go down to ones that maybe you haven't heard. So the most obvious one would be thrifting items first before buying them. Other than the fact of like underwear, bras, socks, I always buy brand new. But other than those items, I always try to thrift it first. If you can find it thrifted, you're guaranteed to save at least 50%. I even even with furniture, I'm like super like leery about that because fabric, you don't want to get bed bugs and stuff. But sometimes if you can like get it secondhand from a family member or somebody you know, that's good too. I always thrift there first. Like our kitchen, literally every single pot, pan, cup, plate, silverware, everything in there is thrifted. We've never bought anything brand new like that ever. Except for maybe DC's coffee pot. And trust me, I tried for like 6 months to talk him out of it. He really wanted that coffee pot. But yeah, I always try to thrift first, and don't ever let anybody tell you that it's gross or anything, because you literally are eating secondhand off of stuff in a restaurant all the time. And if anything, like the way that you clean it at home is going to be way better than a restaurant's going to clean it. Especially if you're thrifting glassware, you can always sanitize that, boil it in a bucket of water or run it through the dishwasher. So I always try to thrift first, and it almost makes the item more worth the wait, because instead of just going out and dropping like $100 on a brand new coat, one of my like really good thrift finds that I found this last year was a winter coat for $5. And it's my dream winter coat. It's what I've been wanting for like 2-3 years, and I finally found it, and it was just the adrenaline rush of like, oh my god, I finally found it, it was like, it was fun. So number 2 is tissues. I do not buy tissues, and this kind of goes along with paper products. Like, we don't use paper towels in our kitchen, we use washcloths. I don't buy the little Swiffer single use things. I use a washcloth. They fit in the Swiffer anyways, so I just use that. But tissues is the main thing that I don't hear a lot of people doing anymore. These are hankies. I actually inherited quite a bit of hankies from my grandparents, but I've also thrifted several hankies, and they're so flat, they fit literally in your pocket. You don't even notice that you have them. I always have a hanky with me, always. You would never know, like, you gotta have a runny nose, you gotta wash your hands, and there's no paper towels, you gonna cry, I don't know, you run out of toilet paper, like, there's lots of reasons to have a hanky, or maybe the surface that you're gonna be eating off of is not clean or something, I don't know. I always have a hanky with me. I love my hankies. I've never washed a hanky and pulled it out of the dryer and it was still dirty. Like, even when I've been super sick and I had like a lot of drainage, never. Like, it always comes right out in the washer. You gotta think, like, I know some people think it's gross, but you're not. I mean, you got other bodily fluids on your clothing when you're washing them anyways. You probably have poop on your underwear even if you don't see it. You got BO on your stuff or other bodily fluids. So it's kind of the same thing, really. I just try not to think about it, but it's also a lot softer on your nose, and I don't have all the trash everywhere. I will say, when I'm super sick, and if I'm just like hanging out around the house, I'll use a bandana because it's a lot bigger, and then that way I don't go through so many hankies. But I like these little ones for on the go. Number 3 is cable and streaming services. DC and I, a while ago, started this thing where we would only do one streaming service at a time to save money. So maybe we had Netflix for a few months, and then we would cancel it, enjoy that month, and then get Hulu or Discovery or Disney or whatever, depending on what shows were coming out when. Instead of just waiting all year for our show to come out, we would just wait until that streaming service uploaded the whole series or whatever. Like, I know when Disney was doing the new Star Wars series, we waited until the whole series was uploaded, and then we got Disney Plus and then watched it, and then in a month, and then got rid of it. But recently, we've went no streaming services, and it's not a permanent thing. It's just a temporary thing to kind of save us some money. And, we'll probably go back eventually and do one at a time again. I thrifted the whole entire series box set of All in the Family. If you guys know what that show is with Archie Bunker and Edith Bunker, I grew up watching that show. I love that show. It's one of my childhood favorites. DC has never seen it. So we spent the last 4 months watching All in the Family. We just watched like 2-3 episodes a night, and it's been taking us like 4 months to watch it. It's been awesome, and 4 months without streaming services. So we finished it a few weeks ago, and now we're watching The Cosby Show because DC has also never seen that. So we gotta educate DC on some of these old school shows because he's missing out. And I've already got it planned because I've already thrifted it. The next one we're gonna watch is MASH. So if you grew up watching MASH, that is what me and DC would watch after The Cosby Show. We just started The Cosby Show, and so we'll probably be on it for quite a while. And the end goal would be, like, we also want to get Roseanne box set because DC has never seen that either. He's seen the spinoff The Connors, and he loved it. And I was like, dude, you don't even know. I'm like, you don't even know. If you like this, you would love Roseanne. The show, Roseanne, not the person. But yeah, so we've been enjoying it. It's something to look forward to. We get a little burnt out. Sometimes we'll just turn on our normal satellite or our normal smart TV. Our smart TV comes with free channels. And there's like a history channel, a science channel, a cartoon channel. Sometimes we'll just turn that on for some background or some educational, if we want just a break from, what show we're watching currently. So right now we're watching The Cosbys. And like on the weekend and stuff, if maybe we're watching more TV than normal, which I would say normally we watch like an hour or two a night, if that. If we're watching more or like if we're sick or something, I'll just turn on that. And we have YouTube. Like, we have internet. We don't need all those streaming services. It saved us a ton of money. If you have streaming services, you probably know all too well, they like to slowly raise the price on you. And then before you know it, you're like, this was $10, now it's 20. What the hell happened? So, number 4 is gym memberships. I used to have a gym membership. I loved that gym, but they raised it from $30 a month to $50 a month. Plus, it was $10 extra per person on your plan, which was just too much. At the time, when it was $30 a month, it was worth it because they had a pool. But explain to me why they got rid of their pool. They filled it in with cement. Like, make that make sense. Like, you're the only gym in town that has a pool, and you fill it in. It doesn't make sense. So they lost me pretty fast. I'm not paying $50 to work out. That is just crazy. You can work out at home for free if you have a staircase, if you have gallon jugs of water. You can start there, weightlifting with those. I slowly started to thrift my own gym items. You can also trade with people. I have sold weights that when I weightlift and I'm like past it now, I've sold old ones to buy new ones. Or when family members are like, hey, what's a good Christmas gift? I'm like, yeah, I need 30-pound weights. I need a couple more or whatever, My good find that I'm so happy to have was we went yard sailing and I found a stationary bike with a backrest for $15. And I thrifted that bitch so fast. I am so happy to have that. That was such a great deal. So we have a bike now. We have a deadlifting area and a weight bench and tons of weights. And then you probably seen on my yard sale video recently, I actually thrifted a punching bag. So I'm just slowly adding to our home gym, which in total, I think we've spent less than $100 on everything we have in our gym. And we have a lot of weights down there. And a gym membership is $50 a month, so we've already saved so much money. And these items aren't going to depreciate to the point where they're not worth anything. So at a gym membership, after the month's over, you don't really have anything to show for it. But this equipment I can always resell. So I kind of think of it also an investment of I'm not totally wasting the $15 on that bike was a good deal, but I could also probably sell it for $5 in a heartbeat. So I'm also going to get something back out of it. The bike pedal did break on me at one point, and instead of buying a new one, I just JB welded that shit back together. So, and it works fine now. So it is what it is. But yeah, gym memberships to me, now that I have my own home gym and I have improvised with going up and down my own staircase and trying different things, and also slowly accumulating gym supplies and equipment, I have realized how much of a scam that those gym memberships really are. You know, they get you on the yearly fee and this and that and that, and it is a scam. Like, some of them are great, especially the ones that offer childcare and stuff, and that works for you. If you're somebody who can't work at home, by all means, do what works for you. Do not let me or anybody else deter you from doing what's best for you. But for me, I was somebody who, if it was really bad weather or like storming or snowing, I would just be like, oh, it's too nasty to go to the gym, I'll just stay home. I don't have an excuse now. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. It doesn't matter if the gym's open or closed. I have no excuse to go work out now because my gym's in my basement. And I just feel like that's what works best for me, personally. Okay, enough rambling on. The last one, number 5, is cards and wrapping paper. This is a 2-parter. I used to love doing cards for people. I absolutely loved it. And I just feel like people don't appreciate them like they used to. I had caught a couple of friends, or well, they were family members. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to say who it is. They threw my card away like it meant nothing, and I worked really hard. And like, if you ever got a card from me, you know, like, I cut things out, I glue things on it, and it just kind of like was like, oh, why do I put so much effort and time into these cards and they're just gonna get thrown away? So now I just like get a piece of paper or whatever and doodle on it. You can also cut things out of magazines. You can customize their name like that. I like to, if I know somebody who likes cats, maybe cut like a cat picture out of a magazine and glue it on there and say, you know, happy birthday or whatever, right? Those magazines that come in the mail for free all the time that have like puzzles, they'll have pictures on them. Or the ones that my dad likes is they'll have like funny shirt sayings, and I will cut out those funny sayings that remind me of my dad, and I'll just compile them all into one big card for him, and he loves reading them. So that's something you can do too. The wrapping is also 2 parts, because I either don't wrap and I use the gift itself as wrapping, or I use free alternative to wrappings, and I'll explain. So the no wrapping itself would be, if I was to thrift 2 wine glasses and then I went and bought a bottle of wine, I could thrift an ice bucket and give the gift in that. Or if I bought my nephew a swim trunks and new goggles, I could put it in a beach bucket. You know what I mean? Or if I could thrift like a makeup bag. I've done that for girls at work and stuff, and like put little things in it and then gave them the makeup bag full of goodies. You can make the gift itself the wrapping, if that makes sense. The other part for how you can get free wrapping paper is I like to use the comic book section in newspapers. If you sorry, I'm still getting over a sore throat. If you don't have access to newspapers, because sometimes places will give them away for free, especially if they're a couple days old. High schools give them away for free, I know sometimes. Even sometimes your local gas stations, if you go in and say, do you have any papers from yesterday I could have for free, they will give them to you. And the comic book section, because it's colorful, it makes great wrapping paper. But if you don't have access to that, another free version is what I like to do. When I order from Walmart or groceries, sometimes they'll ship stuff to you for free. And in there, instead of tissue paper, it's like this thick, like, tissue paper, but it's like cardboard paper. It's like brown. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's kind of like a canvasy paper, right? And I will wrap the gift in that and then take a crayon and decorate the shit out of it. And that is honestly more fun. Even if you just write like 2 DC from Megz and like put little hearts on it or something. Like you can get fun and creative. You can put stickers on it, whatever you just like have laying around your house. But that is a free way to wrap gifts. If you are insistent on the wrapping part, or you have kids that want to unwrap, newspaper and the paper bag stuff that you get like in shipping containers are awesome. And yeah, you can have fun. You can also, I don't ever hear enough people talking about this. When you buy, I wish I had one with me, like a box of Cheez-Its, right? If you were to turn that box inside out, it would be a blank canvas for you, okay? So you can just undo the box, glue it back inside out, right? You just undo one side, pop it around, glue it back together, put your gift inside, tape it shut. Then you have a blank canvas. You can paint, you can use crayons, you can use stickers, you can have your kids like finger paint onto that canvas and give that gift. And that's an amazing way to repurpose a box that otherwise would end up in your trash or recycling. So I hope this helps you guys. Maybe I should do a video on that, like free wrapping solution. That might actually be pretty fun. I think I might do that this year for Christmas. I might try to like do a gift with my free wrapping paper ideas, like one of each, you know, and then that way I can showcase them all, and hopefully maybe they might give you guys some ideas and help visualize it a little bit better. But like always, thanks for watching, and if you have any like simple ways that you save money of things you've stopped buying that actually helped you save a lot of money in the long run, drop them down below. I would love to read them, and I'm sure a lot of other people would like to read them too. I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you save some money today. I'll see you later.